Thesis. Selling your point. This goes along with the discussion. Your whole object is to get somebody to buy into it. If you can't get the people to buy into it, you didn't do a very good job trying to sell what you did. People look at literature and they read stuff and they look at it and say, oh, that's interesting. Oh, let me go to the next thing. Or they look at it and go, wow, this was really something good. So therefore, thesis, we're talking about a sales job. Selling your point. If you got something that's worthwhile doing, it's worthwhile selling to somebody else. What happened? You got your stuff. What happened in it? Why is this important? Why should I spend my time reading it, or why should I spend my time looking at it? This is what the sales pitch is all about. What caused it to happen? I got to look at where am I at? What caused it? What I got? And how does that become important to me? How does this relate to other literature? All of this is sales. You may go, wait a second, I'm being a scientist. No, you're not. If you want to be a successful scientist, you have to know how to do a sales job. You want to be a successful teacher, you have to know how to do a sales job. It all goes back to sales. Selling your point. Sales. Sales says the seller or provider of goods or services completes a sale in response to an acquisition, appropriation, requisition, or a direct interaction with the buyer at the point of sale. That's what sales is about. If I'm going to be a good instructor, I am the seller. Person that I'm selling to is the student. Student either buys into it or they don't. If they don't buy into it, they get nothing out of it. This is the whole concept of why you have to go to class. Because if you can go to class and you can learn all this stuff on your own, what do you need me for? Why am I there teaching you something? A lot of people are self-instructed, yes, and that doesn't mean that they don't have things. But if I'm a seller, and I've got material that you need, we have to have interaction in here. We have to be able to have a sales pitch involved in it. If the other person is not buying, then you cannot sell. I get all sorts of students in my class. They aren't buying anything. So why are they wasting their time, and why are they wasting my resources and energy? If you're not buying, think about why you're not buying. Today, this is being recorded on Black Friday. I'm not hitting the stores on Black Friday. Why? Because I'm not buying what they want. They want me to transfer my money to them. What do they have that's of interest to me? Well, there's all things they have that are not of interest to me, which is hanging out in a bunch of people or pushing and shoving, trying to get the best deal that they think they possibly can. And I'm looking at it going, wait a second, I can get a better deal. I like Cyber Monday because Cyber Monday, I can see if I'm getting a good deal and what I can get out of it, right? So it goes back to sales. You've got to have people find an emotional reason to accept something. I went out looking for a drive on the computer today, right? Went to my websites. What am I looking for? I'm looking for one that's got a USB mini and a normal USB. That way I can transfer stuff between my computer and my tablet and vice versa. That becomes important because I got a lot of stuff on my computer that I got to get onto my tablet and vice versa. So therefore, I've got something that I need. I've got a need. Someone's fulfilling that need for me. That's sales. And until you realize that, you're going to have a hard time with science. People don't do science just because it's great anymore. No, they do science because there is a need, and there is a need to be fulfilled. Sales pitch. This came out of the movie Ghostbusters. It's an absolutely phenomenal sales pitch. They just had ghosts go all over New York City, and it's destroying everything. And the one guy goes and has them arrested, saying that, they're a bunch of charlatans and they're a bunch of frauds. And the head honcho, who happens to be a scientist, looks at the mayor and says, if I'm wrong, then nothing happens. We go to jail, peacefully, quietly. We'll enjoy it. But if I'm right, and we can stop this thing, Lenny, who's the mayor, you will have saved the lives of millions of registered voters. Look at that sales pitch. He's basically saying, if we can't do anything, you haven't lost. But if we can, and we stop this, man, you are going to be so important to those people out there. What happens? The mayor looks at the guy who's filing the complaint and says, get him out of there. Go out there and do your job. It's the optimal sales pitch because I've got something that you want and you want it. And I just got you into the middle of it by saying, hey, you're going to be important by doing this. Think about that when you're writing your thesis. Think about that when you're teaching a class. It's not about me. It's about what you can get out of it. Buy-in. This comes from John Maxwell, 2007, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Follow them and people will follow you. And this was published by Thomas Nelson's publishers. An excellent book. The law of buy-in causes people to take one of 4 actions. People look for another leader when they do not buy into the leader or the leader's vision. We just had a presidential election that went totally against what everybody was saying. Why? Because people weren't buying into what she said. These were 2 of the most unpopular characters out there, and people weren't buying in. And if I'm not buying in, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. What do I do now? There's no buy-in. No buy-in? You look for another leader. People look for another leader when they don't buy into the leader, but they do buy into the vision. If I've got a vision that wants to take me somewhere, and I've got something I want, I'm going to look for another leader. So therefore, you've got to look at it. If you buy into the vision but not in the leader, we're looking for somebody else. People seek to change the vision when they buy into the leader but not into the vision. If you've got a fantastic leader, they can change which way your vision goes. When they change which way your vision goes, we get somebody out there that people will follow. Go back in the 1900s, and there were all sorts of people that people were following, and they would get stuck into this vision, and they would change the vision just based on what the leader wanted. So that was a very important sort of thing. And then people support the leader and the vision when they buy into both. There were a lot of people who were buying into the guy that got elected, and that's why they supported him. And there were a lot more that were buying into that than were buying into the other one, where a lot of people were going, who do I pick? Because I'm not really thrilled with either one. I'm not really thrilled with their vision. I'm not really thrilled with the leader. And that's where you get buy-in. If you want your thesis to go forward and you want to have a good result with it, find a way to get people to buy into the vision and what you're selling, because it all comes down to sales. If you can't sell it, people aren't going to buy it. And if you can't sell it, then all of a sudden you've got a problem trying to get forward in there. Buy-in. Get the reader to buy into what you're selling. And if you can do that, you'll get it through real quick. If you can't figure out how to put it down so that somebody thinks it's important, and that's not just by saying it's important, that's by showing it's important, you're not going to get to where you want to go.